$10 million mansion, Ronaldo watches, a massive tour bus, and a car that costs more than everything else combined. These are $1 versus $10 million things IShowSpeed owns. Starting with the cheapest thing Speed owns. Well, technically, it's something you can own too. See, Speed got so famous that Doritos literally put his face on a bag of chips. It's part of PepsiCo's Flavor Swap series, where they took Ruffles cheddar and sour cream seasoning and slapped it on a Doritos chip.
Feel me? These are the IShowSpeed Doritos, bro. Cheddar and sour cream flavor.
And when Speed tried his own flavor for the first time, man couldn't even stop eating. He said he literally finished the entire bag in one sitting. But here's the crazy part. This isn't even Speed's first food collab. He already got his own prime hydration flavor, the Dragon Fruit Acai, back in 2024 with Logan Paul and KSI. So now this dude has his face on a drink and a chip bag, and anyone in America can grab either one for literally just $1. See, when Speed was in New York, he decided to go on an absolute football shirt shopping spree.
Y'all got any Ronaldo kits in here?
We got on the store right there, boys.
And this wasn't just grabbing one or two jerseys. Man was picking up shirts from clubs all over the world. Different teams, different leagues, different countries. By the end of it, Speed had spent over $1,000 on football shirts alone.
Probably like $100 a shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, basically. I just spent the $1,000 in
And when fans calculated the total, even Speed was shocked that he dropped a rack on shirts he'd probably wear once. But listen, spending $1,000 on yourself is one thing. What Speed spent for underwear, you will be amazed. Now, everyone knows Speed is the biggest Cristiano Ronaldo fan on the planet, but most fans buy a jersey, maybe a poster. Speed? This man owns signed Ronaldo underwear.
I got an autograph of his own worn underwear!
Not a jersey, not boots, underwear. And he doesn't just own them. He's shown them off on stream multiple times like they're a trophy. At this point, Speed might have more Ronaldo memorabilia than the CR7 museum in Portugal. But $1,500 boxers are nothing compared to Speed YRL streaming setup. See, most people think streaming is just a webcam and a mic, but the rig Speed used for his Speed Does America tour is on another level. We're talking a Sony FX6 camera body that alone costs almost $7,000. A Sony 16 to 35mm GM lens for another $2,200. And the real kicker, a TVU Networks backpack encoder that goes for $30,000 by itself. Yeah, $30,000 for a backpack. That one piece of equipment costs more than most people's cars. But without it, those streams that pulled 40 million concurrent viewers wouldn't have been possible. And on his GQ 10 Things I Can't Live Without video, Speed showed that his cameraman slips and the LiveView encoder are two of his most essential items.
I cannot live without this. That's one thing I really can't live without, so.
This man casually walks around with almost $40,000 of gear strapped to his body like it's a school bag. But carrying $40,000 in equipment is one thing. What Speed gave away to someone who deserved it costs even more. During the grand finale of his 35-day Speed Does America tour in Los Angeles, Speed had driven over 40 million live viewers absolutely insane for an entire month straight. But on the last day, he did something nobody expected. See, his bus driver Mike had been behind the wheel chauffeuring Speed and his entire team across the United States for all 35 days. So when a watch company gifted Speed a Rolex Datejust right there on stream, instead of keeping it, Speed immediately said he was gonna give it to somebody. And he handed that $50,000 Rolex straight to Mike.
So I wanted to give you some, man. To our driver. Well, I wanted to give you a Rolex, man.
No way.
Just for a gift, man. Seriously. Take it, man.
Now, giving away a luxury watch like that is already crazy. See, Speed used to stream from what looked like a kid's bedroom, literally a school laptop with an Xbox 360 Kinect as his webcam. That was his setup when he first blew up. But once the money started coming in, Speed completely transformed his streaming room into one of the craziest setups in the entire streaming world. First, the floors. They're covered in AstroTurf. Yeah, like an actual football pitch. Then there's a hidden door with a life-size image of Cristiano Ronaldo on it. A custom locker with a jersey that says Speed on the back. But the craziest part of the room, above his bed, there's a massive 3D printed Luffy head from One Piece. His desk is literally shaped like Luffy's Gum fist. He's got a custom-built PC that features the viral moment of Speed jumping over that car. A signed Cristiano Ronaldo Manchester United jersey framed on the wall from the 2021 to 22 Premier League season, a Ronaldo shrine with the number 7 jersey against Portuguese flag colors. And on the ceiling, there's a multicolored football mirror that creates this infinite illusion effect when you look up at it. The entire renovation cost $100,000, but Speed's pet dog costs even more.
This robot is $100,000.
See, Speed decided to cop a robot dog from China, and not a cute little toy. This thing is a full-size military-looking robot that walks around, follows commands.
Sit! What, boy?
And oh yeah, shoots actual flames.
Say,
At first, everything was chill. Speed told it to sit. It sat. Told it to give paw. It gave paw. But when Speed told this thing to bark, instead of barking, it shot a 20-foot flamethrower directly at him. Speed literally had to dive into a pool just to not catch on fire. And chat went absolutely insane, because this man paid $100,000 for a robot that damn near turned him into a rotisserie chicken. But at least Speed's next purchase didn't try to murder him, because it came from one of his closest friends.
Oh my fucking god! Mr. Ronaldo, what? Mr. Ronaldo, what?
See, Jacob & Co. is this Swiss luxury brand known for making some of the most extravagant watches on the planet, and they partnered with Cristiano Ronaldo himself to create a line of watches paying tribute to his career. So when Adin Ross wanted to surprise Speed on his 19th birthday, he knew exactly what to get. Adin pulled up with a $150,000 Jacob & Co. flight of CR7. This thing has a rose gold case, is built from 158 individual components, and has an image of Ronaldo doing his iconic celebration right on the dial. It's limited to only 999 pieces in the entire world. And for the biggest Ronaldo fan alive to get gifted that from one of his best friends, that moment was genuinely priceless, even if the watch itself cost $150,000. But all of Speed's jewelry, Rolexes, and designer stuff combined is still cheaper than where Speed literally lives when he's on the road. Number 9, $300,000, Speed Does America Tour Bus. When Speed announced his 35-day Speed Does America subathon, where he'd be visiting as much of the country as possible while streaming 24/7, he needed something to get around in. Helicopters, airplanes, all of that would have been way too expensive to use constantly, so Speed decided to cop a massive custom tour bus that's basically a mansion on wheels. On the inside, it's got his full streaming PC setup with monitors, mic, everything he needs to go live. A microwave, refrigerator, stove, 6 beds for the crew, and of course, a Luffy figurine because it wouldn't be Speed without anime. But the craziest parts are his own customized bedroom with Ronaldo and anime decorations everywhere, and a personalized bathroom with a custom-made shower that literally says, "I chose Speed" on it. When he finally revealed the outside of the bus to his fans, it was one of the craziest moments in streaming history, and the bus was so nice that an obsessed fan actually snuck onto it and tried to secretly live there. Speed had to literally kick the dude off. All that for $300,000. But listen, everything Speed bought so far, from the Doritos, to the watches, to the Porsche, to the tour bus, all of it combined is still cheaper than his car collection. 10 $900,000 car collection. Now Speed's garage is where the Ronaldo obsession really went too far, because his first big car wasn't just a Lamborghini Huracan. Speed got the entire thing custom painted in Portuguese flag colors, green and red, with Cristiano Ronaldo's silhouette on the hood doing his iconic celebration pose. The number 7 on the doors like it's a damn jersey, and instead of just driving it like a normal person, Speed went viral jumping over the car. Paul Pogba even clowned him for the rap. But honestly, when you're this obsessed, a $500,000 Ronaldo-themed Lambo is just the beginning, cause Speed also dropped $250,000 on a Yang Wang U9 while he was in China. This thing has over 1,200 horsepower, goes 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds, and can literally jump off the ground. And cause it's Speed, he obviously made the car scream "Sui" for Ronaldo. Add in his white Porsche 911 Carrera S, which was actually his first ever car purchase. And Speed's garage totals damn near $1 million, but almost $1 million in cars is still cheaper than something Speed got his hands on that's straight out of a sci-fi movie. Speed pulled up to 1X Technologies in Palo Alto, one of the most advanced robotics companies on the planet, and copped a humanoid robot that costs $1 million. This thing isn't just standing there looking creepy, it vacuumed the floor on command.
What the hell? This is our actual robot in here. What?
Grabbed a sparkling water and handed it to Speed like a personal butler.
Bro, what the hell, y'all?
For you, sir.
Thank you, Robert.
And then started dancing to Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. Speed even arm wrestled it and played Kinect 4 against it. But the craziest moment came when Speed decided to do one of his signature backflips and landed directly on top of the robot.
Hey, watch out, bro.
This $1 million machine hit the floor and an employee had to rush over to get it back up. Now, unlike the robot dog, this one at least didn't try to set him on fire, but casually body slamming a $1 million humanoid robot is the most Speed thing ever. And $1 million is insane, but it's still only a fraction of the most expensive thing IShowSpeed owns. Now, to understand why this mansion hits different, you gotta know something first. On Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp, Speed revealed that his very first big purchase as a millionaire at 16 years old wasn't a car, wasn't a chain, wasn't clothes. It was buying his mom a house.
I'm not even like a purchase person like type of guy. Like my first big purchase was probably just buy my mom a house.
And that hits different when you remember this was a kid streaming from a school laptop with a Kinect as a webcam. The moment he made it, the first thing he did was take care of his mom. But the place Speed eventually bought for himself, $10 million.
I finally bought me a house.
This mansion in Florida sits on over an acre of land, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, infinity pool, home gym, jacuzzi, wine cellar, and smart home tech throughout the entire place. Before this, Speed was living in a $2.3 million spot in Davie, Florida, but this upgrade put him in a completely different league. And at $10 million, this one place cost more than his $300,000 tour bus, his $1 million car collection, his $1 million robot, every single watch, every shirt, and literally every other item in this video combined. And that's just what we know about, cause there is a rumored Netflix docuseries, and his own Super Bowl ad. The next time we make this video, the numbers are gonna be even crazier. But if you wanna see every crazy moment that made Speed this successful, click the video on screen right now, cause it goes even deeper into the wildest things Speed has ever done.